Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all my baggage droppers around the world, welcome to another episode of Drop Your Baggage with me, your host, Charles Woolfork. This is where we help people do decades of personal development in minutes right here in front of your very own eyes. And today I have another special guest, Steve Serry. But before we get into Steve and how awesome this guy is, please consider consider hitting that like button if you're on YouTube and Facebook. And if you're on the podcast, please just sit back and enjoy, because Steve Serry is an OG, 42 years old, auto mechanic, small, but he has a small repair shop, snow removal, snow removal, and he's into landscaping as well. This guy's just a serial entrepreneur, all around hustler. He's been married for 2 years to the greatest blessing in his life, is what he told me. Obviously, he's worked on himself and attracted himself a dime. But he says life is great. Like I said, doing the work mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to be a better version of himself every single day. And he's killing his goals and a manifester that makes shit get done. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Serry. What's up, Steve?
What's happening, Charles?
Thanks for showing up for your divine appointment, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man. So tell everybody a bit about yourself as far as your journey with personal development.
So I have really been hitting personal development hard the last couple of years. I guess my first taste would probably 20 years ago. I listened to Personal Power by Tony Robbins, and that really jump-started me into wanting to start my business. And that's, I opened my garage back then, and it was just amazing. So, and I've through the years, a lot of ups and downs with the business, and probably about 5 years ago or so, I had to do some soul searching. I got divorced, and I was married back then when I opened my first business, and then I got divorced, and there was, I had some rough years in there. I actually turned to alcohol for a little bit, and it was probably 3 years or so that got really bad. 2010, I took my last drink January 20th, 2010, actually. So we're right now, I'm almost 11 years, and that's been amazing.
Congratulations, dog.
Thanks,
Big ups, man. Good job.
Thanks, man. So I had a bit after that, I had to pick up the pieces, make things work, and that's really where I started rediscovering self-development. And after I sobered up, I had to figure out who I really was underneath all of that. So I spent a little time reflecting. But I guess when I really started getting spiritual and figuring out who I was and like really connecting, that happened a little over 2 years ago, because I lost my mother, and that was like, that hit me hard. And really, the biggest way I figured I could honor, her and like stay connected to her was to actually, I started getting really into the spiritual world and meditating, and just like, feeling. I honestly felt like I was able to feel her presence in ways, that I hadn't. So that was a big shift, because with that came a lot more blessings in my life, because I had the whole mindset shift where things just started to develop. After I was coming into who I am supposed to be, and that's so that, like, really, personal development has been an extremely big part of my life. Like you said, I've always tried to strive to be a better version of myself. I made a commitment to read at least 30 minutes a day. I have morning rituals. I get up every morning. I meditate, I prime, I work out, I take I take my supplements. I even do Wim Hof breathing. I do take a cold shower every morning. I just get myself in a state, and it's really the best thing I've ever done, because I start my day right, and my day, very rarely can you have a bad day when you start your day the right way. So it's and my health and fitness I take very, very seriously. I lost my dad about a decade ago, but no, it was about about a decade, almost a decade ago, and he spent the last 20 years of his life sitting in a recliner, and really couldn't move around much. I constantly, actually, he would call me up. I didn't live with him. I had to go over there and pick him up off the ground when he would fall because my mom couldn't do it. And I just, I said to myself, I will never, I'm not going to live that. I won't let that happen to me. I will not live that legacy. So that's, and especially my new wife, and I've been married 2 years, and she's been the greatest blessing. And we're planning children. I'm 42, she's only 33, so I want to plan to stick around a long time for her, and provide her with the life she deserves, and also be there for my future children. So and I like for a long time, I kind of shut that off. I didn't even think after 35, I was like, man, I haven't had kids yet. But I met this woman, and to be honest, I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm ready to start a new family right now. Like, it's like, life is great. Like, life is amazing. I really feel like I'm in the beginning chapter of a whole nother level. So I just, it's where I'm at, man. I'm loving it.
Freaking right, dog. What a comeback story, man. That shit is what movies are made of. I mean, you hitting the bottom like that, turning to alcohol, but then coming back and ascending. Oh. Well, first and foremost, man, my condolences for your mom and dad, bro.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
And I'm sure, man, I'm sure, bro, it's a guarantee that they are so proud of you, dog. They are so proud of you, man. And
thanks, man.
with everything that you're doing and the habits that you have now and the mindset that you have now, bro, there ain't nothing but longevity for you, man. Longevity and more. Just abundance of everything. You know what I mean? Good times and joy, love, prosperity. You know what I mean? Just all the goodness that can come out of life, the juice of life, if you will, bro. That's all that you've been manifesting, man. That's amazing to hear, bro.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Yes. Awesome. So on the show, you know what I mean? I told you before, before we had chatted, I told you that you can release anger, sadness, or fear, and you chose anger. So why'd you choose anger?
Well, I mean, I find myself in situations where I can usually control my anger within an amount of time, but I still do feel like, somebody cuts me off in traffic, or, I get upset with a vendor, and, my parts aren't getting there on time. I'm waiting on a part for a car, something, when you're running two businesses like I do, I mean, there's always something going wrong. So yeah. That's probably the one I struggle with, trying to, maintain a positive state even when things aren't, going my way.
Yeah. When something's man, that's the thing. We got these triggers, right? Oh, bro. Oh, man, I used to have some triggers, bro, to where this bubbly personality would turn into a demon, like a straight dog, bro. Don't get, oh my gosh. And it does, it hinders you away from attracting those things that you want in the long run as well. And it's and honestly, sometimes in my experience, most of it is very small, minute things too that really have nothing to do with life. There's always something so much worse that could happen in a part that that's late coming in for you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So how will letting anger go affect you positively? Or can you foresee that into the future? What do you see 5 years away from now when you let some of this stuff go? How do you see your life after you
certainly living a more peaceful life, absolutely, and I've been trying to practice, you know what I mean, honestly, with getting more spiritual and everything, is anybody who's wronged me, you send them love, and forgive them, and that really shifts everything, because that's really what it's all about. When you hang on to anger, all it does, it's what's the famous quote? It's like drinking poison and hoping your enemy will die. So I know it's the wrong thing to do. I've gotten better with it. Believe me, night and day. But like to alleviate that, that's a big step for sure.
Awesome.
So yeah,
How
absolutely.
how will it affect you? I just wonder because you own these businesses. How will it affect you as far as being a leader? You know what I mean?
100%. It'll I'll have more empathy, towards any situation of my employees or whatever, and not letting things get to me, and I would certainly be way more effective because that's that it's a big thing. Is no one wants to be around somebody who's angry all the time.
Real shit. Real shit. You know? And then like I said, that will attract some different relationships that you'll have too, just like attracts like. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So right there, you'll have somebody that has a different level of personal development, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super interested. I can't wait to see like in a year or 3 or 4 or 5 on how you're doing, and how getting rid of that anger has saved you time and has made you money and has flourished in different loving relationships. That's exciting.
Beautiful.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Absolutely.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
That's great.
Any all right, so give me a favor, tell me a story about something that you can feel right now that like made you angry, if you will.
Okay. All right. Let me. I got to think about this one for a minute here.
All right, tap into
Um.
that.
Uh. I mean, honestly, it's been a long time since I've been extremely angry, but
Good.
you know,
It doesn't
I
have to be
guess,
like recently too. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
yeah.
cut you off.
No, no, no. I like, um, I had moments. I mean, many years ago when I was managing a shop before I owned one, where I've had, like, I had employees fucking up a job, whereas, and like, actually there was one instance, and this is kind of funny. Here's a great story for you, actually.
Mhm.
So I had an employee working on a job, and I loaned him a tool to repair, to get the brake rotors off. It's called an impact hammer. So he breaks my tool, right? So I literally, I got so livid because I'm already there late. I'm trying to get out, and now I don't even have a tool to get the rotor off this vehicle. And I'm running into the office because I'm gonna go make a call, and I whip the door open. I literally shatter the fucking door. So just that anger instance made me, like, it cost me an extra, that tool, that the bit he broke wasn't even that much, and then I had to pay for a door on top of it. So that was a little bit of an enlightening moment for me, where I was just like, I mean, I was still angry, but the funny thing was my boss came to me the next day, and he goes, write down this number. I mean, this was back, I don't know, like late 90s, early 2000s, so before like internet and all that. He's like, he
Mhm.
gives me this 800 number, and it's like, he says, that's anger management course or
Oh.
something. He says, give them a call. So, you know, I mean, clearly, I used to be very, very hot headed. I mean, I still, like I said, I still have little bouts, but nothing like that, in a lot of years. That's for sure.
Well, let's get rid of some of those triggers. Like that's a good one. You'd be like, okay, boss, I got you. Like whatever you're like, yeah, I call him up, boss. I got you, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of some of those triggers, dog.
Let's do it.
All right, so I'm start. This is not a silver bullet. There's some things that are going to piss you off. I mean, life is full of surprises, of course.
Of course, yeah.
But this right here, mental and emotional release. They call it mental and emotional release therapy, mental and emotional release process, mental and emotional release technique, whatever you need to call it. Some people are scared off by therapy, but it's an NLP technique, quite effective, and it's a practice. It's a practice. I'm always doing this practice, always, almost every single day. It's
All right.
you know what I mean, my way of priming as well, just to make sure that my mindset
Yeah.
is cool so I can be refined. You know what I mean? Iron
All
sharp as
right.
iron. Um, And this is all right. So there's three things that you need to do in order for to be successful for this
Okay.
process. Number one, you need to use your imagination.
All right.
Number two, you need to follow directions.
Okay.
And number three, you need to trust the process. Know that I'm your guide and I'll be leading you through this easily and effortlessly.
Beautiful.
Perfect. All right. So number one was use your imagination. So we're going to do that right now.
Okay.
We're going to do this is timeline therapy, which is an NLP technique. And we're going to create your timeline. All right. Now, if you had an imaginary timeline and your past could be to your left, to your right, or behind you, where would you say your past is?
What? Say that again.
Okay. Your past can be to your left, to your right, or behind you. Where's your past?
It's behind me.
Perfect. Where's your future?
In front of me.
Perfect. All right. That's what's up. All right. See, easy. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the process.
Okay.
Is it all right with your unconscious mind for you to release this anger today and for you to be aware of it consciously?
Absolutely.
Awesome. What is the root cause of this problem? The first event, which when disconnected will cause this problem to disappear. If you were to know, when was the first time that you felt anger between the ages of birth and 7? How old were you?
Wow, that's a great question.
Right.
So when was the first time I got angry?
Mm-hmm.
Probably, was I even before 7? I was in, how old are you in 2nd grade?
7.
That was, yeah. I had the bully in school stole my so we grew up poor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have a lot. My parents, like, I didn't really get a lot of toys, and I had they bought me like a He-Man action figure, and that was a big fucking thing for me. And I brought it to school, and this bully stole it. And it's probably a crazy story because I could tell you how I retaliated, and that's probably, yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's not. I was 7 years old, and he stole my He-Man, and he didn't show up for school the next day, so he had a little army tank in his cubby, and I actually got a referral. I almost got expelled from school for doing it. I took it out. I set it off in the bathroom, and I pissed on it, put it back in his cubby. So, hell
no.
So, I mean, but that was one of the first times I got pissed. I got back at him. I mean, it maybe wasn't the right thing to do, but
Snap. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's a good one though. That's a good one. It's very vivid because we're gonna need that. We're gonna need that a lot.
All right.
Oh man. Hey, I got a question. So
yes.
Were either one of your parents like angry?
My dad was very angry all the time. Yeah,
so
my dad had extreme anger issues, and as a matter of fact, that's a large part of the reason why he was sick the last 20 years, because he had a heart condition, and because of his anger problems, he couldn't manage the stress, and there was so like that. And to me, that was another reason for, like, man, I got to get this handled, because otherwise, that could be my future.
Real shit. Yeah. Like, you're probably modeling his behavior. His dad, you look up to Pops. Probably just modeling. Yeah, you just modeling his behavior. And like you saying, he did it this way. And, I look up to him, so I'm going to do it the same way. And it probably worked sometimes. Like, when it started working was when it got to, I'm just going to keep doing it and perpetuating this cycle of anger. You know what I mean? I mean, based off of what you just told me, but that's just off of patterns as well within people's lives.
Oh yeah.
Real talk. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and break that cycle, if you will. Let's do it.
I'm ready, man.
So you can go ahead and close your eyes and relax, and let me know when you're ready for the process.
Yeah, I'm ready, man.
All right, just keep your eyes closed. All right, this is a guided meditation.
Okay.
All right, now we're just going to go ahead and use that imagination as we go deeper and deeper into this process. Just imagine floating outside of your body as if though you were a spirit, a ghost, and see yourself from a third person point of view. See the screen in front of you, black hat, the black jacket, the window behind you, the lamp to your left. Yeah. Let me know when you can see yourself from a third person point of view.
Yeah, I'm there.
All right. Now just imagine floating up above your timeline, deeper and deeper into the past, above that first event in which you felt anger. And let me know when you're there.
Yep.
All right. Now I want you to float there, looking at that little boy from a third person point of view. Stay right there, don't move. And ask your unconscious mind what it needs to learn from the event. The learning of which will allow you to let go of the emotions easily and effortlessly. Your unconscious mind can preserve the learnings so that if you need them in the future, they'll be there. Just tell your unconscious mind to preserve the learnings. This is an exercise of forgiveness and compassion, forgiveness for yourself and others, and compassion for yourself and others. Focus your attention upon how hurt people hurt people. We're all doing the best that we can with the resources and consciousness that we have. We can't control anyone else's actions, but we can control our response. We can grow stronger and wiser. And we're better people than we were when those events occurred. What is something positive and empowering you can tell that little boy and yourself and everyone else involved in the event with the consciousness that you have today that will allow the emotions to evaporate like water on the concrete on a hot summer day? And as you preserve these learnings, the emotions are starting to dissipate more and more until they're all gone. Yeah, that's right. Let me know when they're all gone. Take your time.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, just imagine floating up above your timeline, deeper and deeper into the past, above the dinosaurs, and then float into space where space and the atmosphere connects. Once again, float up above the dinosaurs, and then when you're above the dinosaurs, float into space where space and the atmosphere connects. And imagine your timeline is the size of a fingernail.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you right there?
Mm-hmm.
And as you float there, weightless, in space, ask yourself now, where are the emotions? Tell me, are they there or have they disappeared? Now,
They've disappeared.
awesome. Now, float down inside the event, seeing through your own eyes and check on the emotions. Tell me, are they there or have they disappeared? Now,
Yeah, they're still kind of there, man, a little bit.
all right. That means that there's more wisdom to be had and there's more lessons to learn.
Okay.
So, with the consciousness that you have, float outside of that little body and see him from a third person point of view and hover over that event once more.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know when you're there.
I'm there.
All right. Now, once again, ask your unconscious mind what it needs to learn from the event, the learning of which will allow you to let go of the emotions easily and effortlessly.
Yeah, they're gone now.
Awesome. There you go. Now, just imagine floating up above your timeline, deeper and deeper into the past, above the dinosaurs. Let me know when you're above the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
All right. Now, float deeper and deeper into space, where space and the atmosphere connects. And imagine your timeline is the size of a fingernail. Let me know when
Mm-hmm.
you're there. Awesome. Now, as you float there in space, weightless, ask yourself now, where are the emotions? Tell me, are they there or have they disappeared? Now,
They disappeared now.
awesome. Now, float down inside the event, sing through your own eyes, and check on the emotions. Tell me, are they there or have they disappeared? Now,
They're gone now.
awesome. Float back above your timeline, above the dinosaurs, and then float into space where space and the atmosphere connects. Let me know when you're there.
Yep.
All right, listen closely. Float high above your timeline, above each and every event in which you felt anger, from birth until now in chronological order. Don't skip one event. Preserve the learnings and let go of all the anger, all the way back to now. Go. This is an exercise of forgiveness and compassion, forgiveness for yourself and others, and compassion for yourself and others. Focus your attention upon how hurt people hurt people. We're all doing the best that we can with the resources and consciousness that we have. We can't control anyone else's actions, but we can control our response. We can grow stronger and wiser. And we're better people than we were when those events occurred.
Yeah, I think we're there, man.
All the anger gone?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That's what's up. Okay, float down into your body and open your eyes when you're ready.
That was intense.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Wow.
Yeah.
There was a lot of events there, man. There was a lot to go through. Wow.
hmm hmm
That's pretty amazing, Charles.
Yes, this is the shit, ain't it?
I feel extremely peaceful, man. That's so good. That was so good.
Good stuff, bro.
Absolutely.
All right, a little bit more to process. Do you smell popcorn? Good. That's just the break state. That's the break state.
Okay.
Gotcha. Can you remember a time in the past in which you used to feel that old emotion? And go back and notice if you can feel it, or you may find that you cannot.
No, it's I no, I can't get in touch with it right now.
Oh yeah. What about that kid that took your He-Man?
No, man. That's impressive. Wow. Wow.
What about that dude that broke your hammer? What about that?
No,
Uh,
no. It's yeah, I'm wow. That is no, it's gone, man. I don't like yeah, I don't feel it at all. That's great. Wow.
That's awesome. All right, one more. I want you to go out into the future to an
Okay.
to just imagine an unspecified time in the future. Yeah.
Okay.
To where if the same thing were to happen in the past, you would have got angry, like inappropriately or unwarrantedly.
Okay.
And what happens instead?
Nothing. I just I realize that people make mistakes, and what it's not worth getting angry over. What can I learn from this is really what my like when you were asking me what I tell myself back then. I mean, that was it. It isn't worth it, and what can I learn from it? So that's pretty much. I think that's exactly how I would handle it.
Boom. Wow, dog. That's what's up.
Yeah, it's good, man. That was really good.
Comparatively to how would you have handled that in the past, or how did you handle that in the past? That same event that you're thinking about.
Um, it pretty terribly. There was yeah, not good at all. I was yeah, yeah, no, there's a drastic difference for sure.
Yeah. Oh, you rat bastard.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah, there was yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
breaking shit, throwing shit, just tantrums. Yeah, yep, yep, yeah. That was definitely a part of it for sure back then.
Man, that's awesome, bro. So good. So there you go. What are some of the effects that you already feel?
Right now I feel very at peace. That was like, just like going in there, especially some of the people that have, done me wrong, and there have been a lot of people, and I was really, thinking about them, and, when we were going through that exercise and thinking about sending, how I forgive them, and and what you were saying about hurt people, and that, like, that just made so much sense. Where it's just like, it's like, it isn't their fault and it's not my fault, and just let it go. And that was, I mean, that was big for me, because there's people, that have done some pretty rotten things, but like I've learned that's wow, that was incredible, man. That really was good. Yeah, no, I definitely feel at peace, man. That's good.
That's awesome, bro. Good
Yeah,
stuff. So it's like it's a compassion, maybe even an empathy that goes with that. You know what I mean? To seeing, oh, those people are hurt, and therefore they were acting as such with me. And hell, I've done the same thing to folks, like, too.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
we've all been hurt, man. That's, yeah, for sure. So you definitely, you relate to it more, where so it doesn't even anger you. It's just like, we're humans being humans, man. So that's
exactly.
that's powerful.
And just all experiencing this thing called life in our own little realms, our own little universes, if you will. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And then when we clash together and we meet, we're just bringing all that baggage from the past with us. You know?
yeah, yeah. No, that was good, man. That was that was very, very. I feel like a weight lifted off my shoulders, man. Really, that was definitely a great shift right there. That was very much needed, man. I love that.
Oh, that's what's up. Did you feel it? Did you feel a lot of people, including myself, like there's different parts of your body that you feel have a release, or that you felt something going on during the process. Did that happen to you as well?
Yeah, oh yeah, I had tension in my shoulders, actually. That doesn't. They feel good right now. Like, as I was thinking about some of them, you know, I was getting tense, and then it released that as it was going on. So that was, yeah, no, absolutely felt some physical attributes, and then, like, in my chest, and all of that. It's just like, it felt like it loosened up, and I just in a state of peace and relaxed, just at peace with it all. That's great, man.
Man, man, that's crazy. You've literally had a weight on your shoulders, right?
Yeah, no, especially, when going through every event, that was one of the hardest things I've done, man. Like, there was a lot of things I haven't thought about in 30 years, man, 40 years. It's like, there was a lot of things that happened, wrongs that happened, and it was just that was an experience, man. Just to be able to go through that, and like see certain people and situations, and be able to forgive them.
Mm.
That was big, man. Like, especially, like, with there was situations with my father, and then with good friends of mine, some crazy, like, just some shit happened. Like, there was a lot of baggage, man. There was a lot of baggage. And that's the name of your podcast, right? Drop your baggage. That's what you're doing. Wow. Good for you, Charles, man. You're good. You're
Thanks, bro.
good.
I
Wow.
appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. You surprised? Like, this is
Honestly, like, I've never done like that technique with anybody, like, and that, like, I didn't realize how powerful that truly is until we just went through that. That's remarkable, man.
Thank you.
That's very powerful.
That's it. Like, the process is the shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
as soon as I got a hold of this bad boy and I released all of my demons, if you will, I was
Yeah.
like, everybody got to know about this, bro. Everybody,
Wow.
like.
Yeah, man. I'm ready to release some other shit now, man. Let's go. Let's go. Like, yeah, you're good at this, man.
Thank you.
Want to work on fear next, man? Where we going?
We're doing all that. We're doing all that off the air. But
All right.
I'm
All right.
glad that you. Hey, but the forgiveness part though, bruh, like, talk about how that was, because like that's a word that that people don't really throw around on the podcast or haven't thrown around on the podcast yet. Like, tell me about that piece. You know what I mean? Like you gone over it already, but please talk about it just a little bit more, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. There was like, a couple of the memories that came up. I mean, I used to get into some really heated, not just discussions, but matches with, like with my dad, and when growing up, and like there was always a part of me, like, for a long time after that. I moved out when I was 19 because we didn't see eye to eye. I mean, I was a kid, and I was into the shit that I was into, and it was what it was. And so like, it always, I always thought about, like, that in later in life, I wasn't as close to him as I could have been, especially in the later years, because of all of that went down. So being able to let go of that, just that was, that's something that definitely, like, really, it, being at peace with that situation. I mean, that's, um that's it's life changing, man. That's, and I would rather, I mean, I don't get me wrong. I mean, I hold my dad in a very high respect, man. I love him. Like, I got his, his photo in my, like, I look at it every day, and I feel like I talk to him, and but like, so some of the hard shit that we went through when I was a kid, man, letting go of that just really, um that just shifted my perspective so much, man. I really feel so much relief. Like, I don't have to hang on to that. And that's a big one, man. That's just, that was amazing, man. I needed that. That was great.
It's huge, bruh. That's huge. Like, you know what I mean? You might not have been able to have a different relationship with him when he was here, but you definitely got one when now that he's gone, and you can talk to him. And there's that empathy again, right? That, oh man, he must have been hurting. Like, oh yeah, grandma, grandpa did this, and this, or he went through that, and that. So he ain't know how to control himself. So,
No,
you
he had
know,
a lot of trouble controlling his emotions, and that definitely, played a big role. And I had two siblings, and I should probably give my sister your information, man. She would definitely benefit from that. Like, she's hung on to a lot of this stuff from, from our past with our father, and I know she was working towards trying to forgive him for a lot of it, but there was, it's definitely, it's been difficult on all of us. So that was, yeah, no, I feel good about that, man. That was great. That was
man,
great.
so happy for you, bro. That's what's up, bro. That's what makes it all worth it, right there. Just doing the work. I mean, doing the work in general. That's what makes it all worth it. It's just to see, like, the amazing energy out on the other side. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you had a breakthrough, what, 3 years ago, and then you were like, man, I got to do this for everybody. You got to spread the word. Is that how that, like, I want to, I know it's your podcast, but I want to hear your story. Like, that's,
The origin story is, um, I there's this guy named Dr. Eric Thomas, and
yeah.
he's a motivational speaker,
Mhm.
one of the best. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
He
ET.
ET the hip hop preacher.
Man. I love ET.
ET's the man.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
ET spoke life into me at a time where my ex-wife and I were going through it. And he just spoke life into me all the time. And I just started reprogramming myself by just watching primarily him and like Les and Jim Rohn and Tony all the time. And I was like, you know what? I want to pour life into somebody just like they do. Right.
Yeah.
So, and then I saw Tony. Tony's the best, right? Because he can do stadiums, and I was like, I want that type of power. So, my ex wife, she was like, man, Tony Robbins, he takes, or he does NLP.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, shoot, I got to do NLP then. I was just, really energetic about it, like
Yeah. Yeah.
so, like really enthusiastic as hell. So, um, she ran upon this ad on Facebook that had the empowerment partnerships NLP courses, like practitioner NLP courses, the basic
Mm-hmm.
NLP course. It was like a 4-day course for $99 in Vegas. I'm like, boom, bet we're gonna take
Yeah.
it. So we took
Yeah.
it together, and then they said you could become a master practitioner and get even more information and become even better speaker, and just unleash even more power. I was like,
Yeah.
that's what's up. I'm in. So I
Beautiful.
signed up for it. And then I learned how to do mental and emotional release through that second course, through that second level.
Okay.
And I grew up without my father. You know what I mean? He left my mom before I was born.
Okay.
So, I mean, I grew up with the limiting beliefs that I'm not enough, that I don't deserve love, that I'm not lovable, and that I'm not worthy. You know what I mean? I just had these really, really deep core limiting beliefs in my soul. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I did this process and it let that shit go like that, I was like, I'm hooked. It's over. Everybody got to know about this.
No kidding, man.
So,
It's that instant. It really is. Wow.
bruh, like I said, it's not a silver bullet. There's different triggers. It's
Of course.
landmines, right? The emotions are landmines. You know what I mean? So you can run across a landmine that you haven't ran into for years.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But also this helps you get rid of the landmine. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
it's just so cold. So I just dedicated my life to it, man.
Man,
And man, many blessings
I
to the
support your
people.
mission.
Oh, thank you.
That's beautiful.
You know, it's like just empowering everybody's hearts and souls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, like honestly, like I've before even doing this, I'm like, man, I'm at a pretty good place in life. I'm into self-development. I'm doing all this. And I'm like, how much can he really do for me? I'm a pretty spiritual guy, but I was thinking all that before we started, and I'm like, like, is it really gonna, you know what I mean? I've done all this. I've been to the seminars. I've listened to thousands of hours, and then like, wow, man, that shit's legit. Like that is just like that's definitely some powerful shit. That's just wow. That was beautiful, brother. That was
Thank you, man.
beautiful.
Man, like, what is this kid gonna tell me? Oh, decades of personal development in minutes. Oh yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
the
No,
blessing,
that's
dog.
I see why that is so effective, man. That's definitely that's something I'm gonna be looking into now, man. That's great. That's
Let's,
great.
yeah, like that's exactly what I want. I want everybody to just fall in love with this process, because those negative emotions or those limiting beliefs do not have to control you in any way, shape, or form. Like, you can get rid of them just like that. Like, I'm saying, like, I got it down to where I do this for like 5 minutes and I'm great. I'm great. So any fears that I have about relationships or racism, or any anger that I have about racism or
Yeah.
relationships, like
Yeah.
like all that stuff can just be gone,
Wow.
gone, and then go.
That's incredible, man. Like honestly, I've been looking into I can't even tell you how many different things, like for certain things. I had some breakthroughs with Tony, but as far as changing my mindset about a lot of things. But I've been thinking about like doing hypnotherapy, all sorts of different, just what because I know that it's some deep programming
Mhm.
that needs to be changed. Like, I understand it all. I've been through the realm, but like, yeah, what you do is like now I'm thinking like, yeah, all the stuff I fear, everything like on a day-to-day basis, man. Like, I want to do this, let go of all that, man. It's beautiful.
Let's go.
That is effective and like that extremely life changing, man. Like, I got nothing in my past I'm worried about right now. Like, everything is like that's just wow. What a sense of peace about it all. Like, it's just that was so good. It was so good.
And we letting go of sadness and fear after we turn this off.
All
Listen,
right,
you gonna feel great.
I'm ready. I'm ready, man. I love this. Charles, that like you're a great man for doing what you do, man. Like, I really I gotta acknowledge you for a minute, man. Like, that's honestly, like, that takes a lot of heart and I know that all the gratification is on your end. I know that you are feeling like you feel great when you change somebody's life and light somebody up, because I've done that. You know, I've helped a couple of people, but not to the level that you're rocking right now. But like, you're good at what you do, man, and like, keep the love, man. Keep it happening. You're doing. I fully support you, man. You're doing great. You're doing great.
Thank you so much, Brad. Thank you. Let me go ahead and wrap it up. You guys, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Drop Your Baggage. It's Steve, you make this so enjoyable, bro. Thank you so much for being on the podcast, bro.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, just showing up for your divine appointment right here, right now. So if I message in you guys randomly, please know it's for a great reason. Hey, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you're on YouTube, please consider hitting the subscribe button. If you're on YouTube and Facebook, please consider the like button. And you guys, take care of yourself. I love you all out there. I love each and every one of you. Take care of yourself and take care of one another. Steve, you got something to say?
Charles, here's the life changer, man. Drop your baggage. You're gonna do it with him, man. This is the guy.
You guys take care.
If you get an opportunity to do something with him, do it. Like, this is the real shit right here. So that's you've been a blessing, brother. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. All right, yeah. Peace.